hello, and welcome back to this week's weekly Gold Challenge Roundup. So, to quickly summarize, the idea is that every week we are going to try and make 200,000 gold per week, which will add up to 10 million gold over the course of the year. So, the idea is to make gold cap over the course of a year, and that breaks down to 200k a week. These little updates are going to be how we did last week and what we're planning to do going into the coming week. So, to catch up on last week, it was a bad one, friends. It wasn't horrific, but some stuff came up. Timing wasn't great, but here's how it went. The first week, we not only made our 200k, but we made an extra 128,000 gold, which I'm kind of glad of because that's going to buffer this week. This week, what we actually made 317,000 gold profit, but we spent 235,000 gold. And now, the reason that's such a big expenditure and not such a big income like we saw last week, because last week we did spend quite a bit as well. The first week we spent quite a bit, but we also earned quite a bit. It's different this week because I spent 25k of that was I just gave to a friend to help her get her vial of the sands, and another 65k of that I gave to another friend to help her afford her token. So almost 100k of that loss was not an investment in materials. It wasn't an investment in a craft. It wasn't something that I was going to sell for more. It was literally just dead gold. So this week took a big hit. I spent almost 100,000 gold giving it to friends to help them out. So really I needed to make 300,000 gold this week, and it didn't quite pan out that way. I spent some gold investing into orbs. Some of that gold that lost there was buying orbs of mastery for panthers, which have not sold yet. But I'm not too bad with that. I'm not upset with that or anything. I think that's fine because I still have those panthers. They might sell this week, and that will bump this week's gold total up quite a bit. I did sell 2 golems this week, one for about 50,000 gold and one for over 60,000 gold. The second one obviously being a bit better. So that bumped us up quite a bit. Our total income this week was 129,000 gold, which is not horrific considering I was down 100k. I was only short of my goal by 70k. And we had that 130 overflow from last week as well. So basically we've eaten into our excess gold. Our excess gold is now down to 57,000 after that first big week. So that was what happened here numbers wise this week. To be fair, we would not have even got to that 129,000 if it had not been for I was literally 10 minutes ago frantically emptying mailboxes trying to find if I had any more seals that I could add into the total before we hit midnight. I still haven't got to the bottom of. I may actually have sold those panthers, but I still haven't actually got to the bottom of this mailbox. So I'm not actually sure if I have any gold in there or not. I might do, but it's past midnight now, so it's going to count into tomorrow. So I'm just going to repost this while I recap. So I was relogging all my alts, frantically checking my mailboxes to see if I had any gold that I could add to this count. And we had a very, very lucky vendor seal on account number 2. On my other account, I sold a woven vest, which is just a little vest you can buy from almost any cloth armor vendor in any city, and I had sold it for 40k. This is a roleplay realm. Disclaimer, this is a roleplay realm. But I sold it for 40k, so that gave us a serious bump in our numbers, thankfully. Now, we did have another almost 60k of excess, so we could have done it without that, but that sale has just given us a little bit of breathing room for next week. Next week, we are still trying to make our 200k gold. I also think those the 2 friends that borrowed gold this week are hoping to pay me back, so that income might bump that up again. So I'm hoping that it'll all balance out in the end. It's just the numbers are going to be off for this week. So hopefully after next week we'll have hit our target. We'll have our excess back, you know, a little bit of a buffer zone in case we do have a bad week or whatever. But yes, so the numbers are okay. We're still on the level. We have still got the 400k that we're 2 weeks in, so we should have made 400k by now. We have actually made 450k by now, so we're still okay. We're doing all right. Just not quite as strong as we were that first week, but like I said, it should right itself. The thing I was concentrating on last week, every week I also try to do, like, I give myself like a homework, like a weekly, like a goals making weekly homework task. And last week that was farming some extra recipes. I got a whole bunch for blacksmithing from Thorium Brotherhood, a whole bunch from tailoring from Thorium Brotherhood. I got some dark iron bits and pieces for engineering. I got a whole bunch of Northrend world drops, and I got a bunch of Burning Crusade world drops for alchemy, and I'm currently trying to farm the Winter Spring Giants one, the frost protection potion, but that's not going so well. I got a couple more TBC world drop engineering ones. I tried to get the last 3 that I'm missing for enchanting, but they did not drop for me, so I'll try again next week. They are 2 of them are in Anchorage, so you can only do it once a week, so it's a bit of a time consuming one. But I did give that a shot. So I did collect a good handful of recipes that I didn't yet have for a whole bunch of my professions. I didn't get looking at leatherworking as much as I'd have liked, or inscription, but a lot of the things that I have to do with those I think are like Legion quest line things that I just didn't get done back in Legion. So I think I'm gonna, that's still on my to-do list, but it's not my priority for this week. This week, what I think I'm gonna do, what's coming up this week in the actual terms of events and things, is not a lot. There's the Call of the Scarab thing, but the only thing coming up besides the launch of the raid, our raid night is this night, so we will be doing my raid then. We have time walking beginning. I don't know which time walking it is. Where's 23rd? Can't tell because I've got another roleplay event that day. But there's time walking this week, so I might do a bit of time walking later in the week, but I might be too busy for raids. I'm not 100% sure, but otherwise I'm not terribly disastrously pressed for time. I don't believe this week. So what I think I'm going to do this week is I think I'm going to concentrate on restocking some of my materials. So that's going to be fixing up some of my materials groups and shopping scans from TSM and running those at least once or twice a day on the character. I like to do my shopping on my crafters because I sell on my crafters, and if I buy the materials on them, it helps me balance the profit versus the expenditure on, in my head. It just keeps it simpler for me. So I like doing the shopping on the actual character. So I'm going to try and run those scans at least once or twice a day on those characters, or at least a few times a week on my less used things, and see if I can just, and I'm not restocking everything, I'm just seeing what mats that I can skim off the top, every day for super cheap, what I can pick up on the cheap and just restock my banks and things like that. So that's going to be my plan for this week, because then I'm hoping I can use that to fuel a lot more crafting in the weeks to come and build that income back up. And make some of the more unusual things, the things that have maybe those little extra bits like jaggle pearls and, gems and things in them that not the standard mats that you're going to have in your bank. So I'm hoping I can just, get my stockpile filled out and get that sorted for crafting for the upcoming weeks. And if I get time, I'm going to go back and keep at trying to get a few of those recipes now that I've taken a look and I sort of know the general areas that each profession needs to go and work on. So I'm going to keep trying to do that if I get time, and hopefully this week we will be able to make our 200k easily and with extra on top. As usual, if you would like to keep up with this challenge, just drop us a comment down below. Tell us what you're doing, what your goals are, how you're breaking it down, how you're going about implementing strategies to get that to work. If you want to join in with this challenge and do the 200k a week, you can do that. You can tag along in the comments. You can jump into our Discord, which is linked below. You can catch us on Twitch. All the links should be in the various places around YouTube that you can find them, down below on my channel, different places like that. I'm sure you'll be able to find them if you're looking for them. Come join us, say hi, let us know how you're doing, and we will do our best to help you as well. Until then, friends, I will see you next week, and good luck.